Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I just proved that I am incredibly terrible at docking and also at remembering to put solar panels on my docking target. I mean, the whole thing was a bit of a debacle, but we managed to get it done. And we are on our way back to Kerbin right now. We will be doing our home and transfer that we set up in the last episode momentarily. Now note that we are going back with a periapsis in the atmosphere. So we're going to need to be doing a hefty amount of braking on the way down. Of course, we have a million parachutes that we can utilize as well. So, I mean, theoretically, we probably don't need to, but we have a huge amount of overkill in our fuel tanks. So we may as well use it, make things a bit safer, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp this burn, since it's going to be a lengthy 5-minuter. And in the meantime, while the burn is happening, I do think that I am going to schedule another burn. Maybe not down here, but maybe up here, and we're going to be doing a one of those fancy retrograde radial burns to burn off some speed while keeping our periapsis roughly the same. That's probably what's going to happen here. We definitely need to get this home and transfer burn done first. We need to know exactly what we're working with. Of course, our inclination isn't exactly correct for equatorial, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. Ideally, what I'd like to do is get that burn to the point where we've circularized at about 35 kilometers. That would be ideal. But I'm not sure that that's going to be anywhere close to possible. I mean, it's not going to be possible, but we're going to be able to bleed off a lot of this speed, at any rate, on our way in. So that's basically the idea here. We've got a lot of extra fuel, may as well use it. There we go. Exciting. So right about here, let's go ahead and add a maneuver. Come on. And actually, we may as well be warping to... Let's see, we'll be exiting up here. So we may as well be warping to right here. And in the meantime, let's add a maneuver right about here. And I would like to burn, let's see here, something like this. And then a bunch of retrograde. Like a bunch of retrograde. And just keep twisting this orbit over like so. How much delta V do we actually have here? About 3,000. Okay. It's a lot to work with. So we can do something along the lines of this. Keep doing it. That's basically circularized, but we do want to be dipping in to the atmosphere. So something kind of... Well, that's actually increasing. So at this point, we've overshot what we can do. Gotcha. So we want to be something more like here. And then a bit prograde. Okay. Bit more this way, a bit more prograde-ish. Okay, let's just go ahead and get rid of this. And right around here, let's just burn retrograde a bunch. And then twist our orbit out here, like so. That'll be fine, I think. Come on, get out of here. I want to see what the periapsis is. Okay, we need to be a little lower than this. So let's go ahead and go retrograde then. Not quite that low. Somewhere around... If we're going to be braking this much, somewhere around probably 20k. That'll be fine. Execute that node. Fantastic. And once we get over into the atmosphere, we'll start trying to burn off the rest of it, probably just at surface velocity minus is the plan. And then we'll let the parachutes carry us the rest of the way. And it will be glorious. Well, I don't know about glorious, but it'll be okay. I still don't know exactly why Valentina's arms went all spaghetti and she decided to kill herself, moving at 15 meters per second. It doesn't seem right, but whatever. Like, she wasn't even going at 15 meters per second is the thing. She was going at like 9 meters per second and then bounced at 15, which, yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Hooray, physics. Anyway, we are going to be performing this burn momentarily. And I'm going to go ahead and physics warp the burn, because it's going to require that. Excellent. So we do still have a lot of delta V left here. We're going to be burning off roughly a third of what we've got. This thing was a bit overbuilt, but not hugely overbuilt, actually. We used most of what we had. Most. There's going to be a couple thousand, well, maybe like 1,500 delta V in this tank that we abandoned, and then, or will abandon, and then up here we had, what, 800 delta V that we abandoned? It's not bad, all things considered. Only overbuilt by somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000 delta V. Considering I had no idea what kind of delta V we needed to do this, I'm going to go ahead and say that that was decent planning, other than not having power on this stage right here. Didn't consider that, and I definitely should have. Where are we going to be landing at, anyway? Long ways from the KSC. It's okay. Also, we're going to be landing in the dark side. Also okay. We'll be able to use Flight Engineer to make sure that that happens safely. Okay. That's fine. So let's go ahead and go to surface velocity minus. We don't need the maneuver planner anymore. We're pretty much done with maneuvers. And we're going to be trying to lower our apoapsis, so at this point, we basically just warp up until we're in the atmosphere. Which will be right now. Okay, surface velocity minus. And now, we just continue to burn. We want to be lowering our apoapsis as much as possible. We want to burn off as much of this as we can before we're forced to detach, which will be soon-ish. We'll just go ahead and pin this open. I'll do it manually since our stages are all messed up from the docking at this point. But we've still got another 1,700 delta V. As soon as we start seeing some massive overheat issues over here, that is when we definitely want to detach. Okay, we are now going to be landing soon. About 3 minutes away. We could do an atmospheric analysis here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. I think we got it. Okay. We need to decouple this, I think, very soon. Yep, we gotta. Okay. And here we go in for a landing. Hopefully we decelerate enough. That would be nice. Can we do an atmospheric analysis here? Nope. Apparently not. That's fine. We're gonna want our drogue chutes out soon. Hopefully the spacebar works for those. That would be nice. But our drogue chutes are going to require a fair amount more deceleration. Of course, as we continue to go down, we're going to decelerate faster and faster. Here on Kerbal, it seems to be around 800 meters per second or so that drogue chutes can be deployed. We haven't even started to hit the medium part of the atmosphere yet. We're already going plenty slow. I don't think we'll have a problem. We do have these set for absolute minimums for the Dunan landing, and I'm not going to change that, but it is going to slow us down in our actual landing pretty substantially. We'll grab a crew report over the mountains here. Can we grab an atmospheric analysis? Apparently not, but if we collect all of this, we might be able to. Yeah, now we can. Excellent. And what if we collect all of that? I think we've already got one now. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to set these back down to 1,000 as we're going in hopes of not having this take forever. 950 is good enough, I guess. Okay, and now I'm going to launch our main chutes. We're going to make a quick save, just in case, because I'm going to be physics warping here. Don't need that decoupler anymore. And down we go. We're going to turn Smart ASS completely off. And then once these parachutes go off, we are going to do an EVA report. We'll just need to slow down a little bit more for that to happen. That's plenty. So, Frandis, hop out. EVA report. This is a most precarious situation. Indeed. Okay. Quick saving again, because we're physics warping in atmosphere, and sometimes that can cause some weird things to happen. We're also apparently coming down right at the base of this, like, little cliff structure, which is interesting. That may or may not be a good thing. What is our current altitude? Well, impact altitude of 1,500 meters. But apparently it doesn't say what our radar altitude is in any of these. It probably does in surface. Yeah. About 100 meters. That's fine. Physics warping down in hopes of not breaking things. Go ahead and stick to up, if you can. We're landing in a really steep patch here. Okay. I think we're good. Sitting at a nice 45-degree angle here. What could go wrong? We're going to grab a materials study since we can in the Highlands. Keep that. Atmospheric analysis once we open up our service bay. Excellent. Seismic scan. Keep that. Go ahead and collect everything up here. Now, when we hop out here, it might break things. So once again, I'm going to quick save. We're in a precarious situation. This might cause some issues. I think we're good. Okay. So let's go ahead and restore. Hang on a moment. We'll grab a surface sample. But apparently we have something in the mystery goo right now. Review that data. From Duna's upper atmosphere. We must already have it. So let's go ahead and reset that. And let's observe the mystery goo. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so that worked better than it has any excuse to. Let's go ahead and recover it. Excellent. Duna continues to be my kryptonite, but the good news is we are now done with Duna. Fantastic. So now, we got 2,304.2 science from that. That's pretty great. Small amount of recovered funds. Bunch of XP. We got a world first milestone, returned home from the surface of Duna. Excellent. So what else do we got over here? We have... how much? I think we can max out our tech tree now. Yeah. Tech tree maxed. Science is no longer important to us. So, let's hop into our administration building and set ourselves a strategy here. So, this fundraising campaign, actually, I'm going to hop out of it quick, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade this to a max level administration building. And inside of here, we're going to cancel these strategies. There we go. And we are going to do a fundraising campaign. We don't have enough reputation to get that up to 100%. So we can do a 74% commitment to that. Yep, do it. And now patent licensing. We can get up to how much here? Only 15%. I think we'll hold off on that for now. So, in that case, yeah, I think we'll just leave this for now, and when we have a bit more science, we'll come back to it. We'll be able to get ourselves some funding that way, after all. So let's hop into mission control and see what we've got here. New surface outpost on Gilly. No thanks. Atmospheric surveys of Lathe. No. Not going to happen right now. Satellite in a specific orbit of Ike. No, I don't think we're going to be doing any of these. So let's go ahead and leave that. And let's head into the VAB, because our next mission is to set up either 1 or 2 communication satellites around Dress. I'm kind of thinking 2 right now. 1 in a wide equatorial orbit, and 1 in a wide polar orbit. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So let's go ahead and open ourselves our Odd One Mark 4. Is that the one? Is that the one that we sent to... Hang on a moment. I'm not sure if that's the one that we sent to Jewel or not. Let's load that. This is definitely the one we sent to Jewel. Okay. Good to know. With that being the case, there are a couple of things we might want to consider changing. We might want to replace these with RTGs. However, I think over Dress, Gigantors will be plenty fine. So I think we're going to want a Mark V edition of the Odd One, but right now, I think we're okay. So this'll definitely get to Dress. There's no question about that. And it won't even have terrible thrust to weight out there. So yeah, I think this will be fine. This is an RA100 relay antenna, 100G antenna rating. We don't have anything better, right? Let's see here. 100G. Get out of the way, KER. 500K. Yeah, we don't have anything better. So this is the best relay antenna that there is. We definitely want one of these on Dress then. Absolutely. So let's just go ahead and launch this puppy. And this one is probably going to be our equatorial orbit. We'll see what we actually get in terms of an encounter. But I'm currently thinking this one will be equatorial. Polar orbits, I mean, we're going to insert the polar orbit equatorially and then change it on the way-ish. We'll get there when we get there. As of right now, let's just go ahead and let MechJeb do its thing. Off we go. So we're just going to place this in orbit over Dress. All we're looking at for Dress is 3 missions, just so that you're aware. We're going to have this guy, we're going to have the polar guy, and then we're going to land a rover on there, and then we're just going to move on. And at that point, we'll start tackling the Joule system. It'll take a while. Please stop with the rolling, MechJeb. It makes me really nervous. Okay. That's the setting I'm looking for. Excellent. Just don't touch rolling, MechJeb. Okay, so far so good. With that setting, MechJeb is looking a lot better, to be sure. Are you going to auto-stage fairings this time, MechJeb? I don't think you are. We've been manually staging the fairings this whole time. I don't think that's going to change anytime in the near future. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy this once we reach 50 kilometers, which, of course, we're not close to yet. Side stages will be detaching momentarily. There they go. Oh, they took a fin with them. Look at that. That's unfortunate. Oh well. It'll be fine. It's not a huge deal. And we are just about out of the atmosphere for our apoapsis. We are now out of the atmosphere for our apoapsis. And we are going just about purely horizontally now. Close to it. We're going to go ahead and stage this fairing in 3 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 1 kilometer, now. Excellent. Our apoapsis height is now at the target. Fantastic. Okay, so as soon as we are out of the atmosphere, MechJeb will set us up a circularization maneuver. I don't think we're actually going to be... Well, we are going to do it. We're just going to keep burning prograde at that point. So go ahead and do what you're going to do, MechJeb. Including staging the solar panels. That's nice. Yep, go ahead and get your correct attitude. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, go ahead and time warp up, and we're just going to continue burning prograde until we've reached escape velocity out here. So I think I'm going to modify this and just do something along the lines of that. And it will be glorious. Just the single burn. Skipping circularization, just escaping. We're now technically in orbit, and now the orbit is pushing up nicely. Fantastic. So we're going to be able to do some maneuvering with this initial booster stage. Our interplanetary transfer stage is going to do most of the heavy lifting on that, but this stage will not be wasted. We'll be able to do a little bit of like inclination changes or something. We'll go ahead and get rid of the ascent guidance, and maneuver planner will come up here. Okay. Excellent. Close enough. So we've got 642 delta V here. Let's go ahead and warp up to the Kerbal escape. There we go. We'll be up here momentarily. And we need to be looking at Dress here. Where are you? Here you are, Dress. Set as target. What's your inclination? 5 degrees. Okay. Well, we're going to need to match planes with him. So let's just go ahead and... I'll do it manually. I'm feeling not lazy right now. I'm feeling like I need to prove myself after that docking debacle. Okay. Excellent. So now we need to, at the ascending node, go ahead and put in a maneuver here. Go ahead and take a look at that. And not that direction, this direction. 2, 1, negative 0.1. It was negative to begin with, wasn't it? Yeah, 0. Right about there. So yeah, this inclination change is going to... Is it just me, or is that not the correct inclination at all? Is it just me, or is that the opposite? Well, it helps if I'm not looking at Duna. There we go, that's the correct one. Wow, I'm full of fail. Okay. Execute that node. Most of that node will be done with our initial booster stage, but some of our interplanetary transfer stage will have some lifting to do on that one. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp this. We are not going to be physics warping the actual burn until we detach this, because it likes to create 90-degree angles right here. And that's just not a good thing. However, I am going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we will finish this insertion. See you all then.